There it is. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's 10:30. It's Sunday. It's time for the supplemental. I am here, but I wanted to be there. Cover that up. No. I'm right. Okay. Get to the chopper. All right. Let's see. I got over there and over here and over there. We got everything covered this morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, T-Bone, from the Lens B Show with T-Bone and Chick Brew. It's Sunday morning. It's 10:30. It's time for the supplemental. Every week we get together. We do three things. We talk about your national days of the week. We talk about a charity, a comedy, or a community event. And we finish it up with This Week in History. Trivia style. That's what we do. We do it every Sunday, and we have a daggone good time doing it. A lot of frustration precedes the application, but that is not an issue any longer because we're live, and we don't let the little things get us when we're live. Get us anymore. Starting with your national days of the week. Monday, mañana, domani, tomorrow, Monday, July 22nd, it is, I've never heard of this before. A day to honor fun, tongue-twisting mix-ups. You hissed my mystery lecture. Okay, we'll try that. Monday, 22 July, is National Spoonerism Day. That's right, Spoonerism, something you've probably never heard of before. Here's how it works. You tongue twist they're tongue twisters. There's things that you mean to say, but they come out in a different way. And I believe you can have a good time on a Monday. Hello, Chris. I believe you can have a good time on a Monday morning just by mixing up your words. As an example of a spoonerism, you hissed my mystery lecture. You see, the letters got transcribed. Look, man, it's a Monday, okay? Do whatever you can do to make your Mondays a little more better. And that's what these national days of the week are all about. It's about celebrating every day, finding a reason to celebrate every day. And if you don't have a reason to celebrate, well, then here's an option. National Spoonerism Day. That's July 22nd, Monday. Moving on. The moving on for me is very fun because it gives me a great break in the edit. So you're going to hear me in the live version do that, but you won't see it. Unless you're live, you don't get to see all the other cool stuff we do on the supplemental. Tuesday, July 23rd. It's National Yada 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 Day. Now, if you grew up in a cave, you probably don't know what yada 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 means or what yada 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 signifies. But I'm going to tell you, yada 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 is something most of us would kill for. We would lie, cheat, and steal for. Men have gone to war for yada yada yada. And if you don't know what yada 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 is, I'm not going to tell you. There's some things in life you need to learn yourself. I've started watching Seinfeld episodes. I didn't really watch it in the first run. And I'm going to tell you, they're good episodes. They're well written, and they hold up over time. And they're on Tubi, so they're free. Lots of free Seinfeld to yada, yada, yada it up with. And the 23rd of July is also special to me for another reason, because once upon a time, somebody yada, yada, yada'd, and the end result is something I yada, yada, yada. It's the 23rd of July, and I'm going to sneeze. Came out like Michael Jackson at the end there. That was not intentional. That was a sideways sneeze. I got to be careful with that. You could tear something. Isn't that right, Doc? Here we go. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I can work with that. Wednesday, July 24th, it's National Tell an Old Joke Day. I love old jokes. I love dad jokes. I love jokes. I like anything designed with the intention of bringing humor and laughter into the world. These are my things. These are the things that I connect to. My dad, bless his soul, was a master joke teller. He knew every joke that was ever told. He knew them all. All the bad jokes. All of the bad jokes. All of the jokes that start like this. Except he didn't do that. He didn't care. He would tell the joke. He didn't care who was listening. That was what he did. And then he got old. And I don't like it when people get old. Kids, parents, I don't like anybody getting old. Just get to an age you're comfortable with and hold. 35 would have been good for me. If I could have held there, I'd still be good. But I tell you that to tell you this. My dad was a joke encyclopedia. He knew every dirty joke ever told. He had no problem telling them. He was a very funny man until he got older and his memory started to slip. And then every joke had the same punchline. I can't do it justice without saying the foul word, but I'm going to replace the word. Oh, frog. How did that go? Would be the punchline to every joke that he told as he got older. He just couldn't remember the punchlines, and he would say, oh, frog, how did that go? That is the 24th of July, National Tell an Old Joke Day. Moving on. All right. I have to see them. I have to make a decision, see if I could do something with it, and then go on. Thursday, July 25th, is National Wine and Cheese Day. Oh, find yourself a pleasant pairing of wines and cheeses and devour them on Thursday, July 25th. National Wine and Cheese Day. I don't pair anything with wine. You know, a wine is supposed to pair with things. But I don't. I'm not a good wine drinker. Let me rephrase. I'm a very good wine drinker. I'm just not an educated wine drinker. I don't know the fancy words that they use when they talk about it. I taste it and I'm like, oh, that's sweet. That's not sweet. That's semi-sweet. That's all I know is the word sweet. And I drink it. And when I lived in Italy, I drank so much of it. There's no need to pair when you have quantity. Everything tastes better with wine. If it tastes bad, 4 or 5 sips in, it tastes better. And it gets progressively better. And if you're going to do a cheese pairing, make it like horrible cheese. Like put out a charcuterie board with a bunch of really obnoxious cheeses on them, and then get a box. Don't get a bottle. A bottle of wine is 4 glasses, okay? Who's got time for 4 glasses? Get you some cardboard day. Okay? Get you some Bago. Get the big old wine box and get the horrible cheeses, and then drink until the cheese tastes good. On Thursday, July 25th, National Wine and Cheese Day. You still with me over there? No, nobody over there. Okay. Running 2 cameras at the same time. We're going to do this one because I do this all the time. All the time. I don't wait for a special day. Friday, July 26th, is National Talk in an Elevator Day. That's right. Everyone gets in the elevator is silent. Maybe an excuse me, maybe a very polite, excuse me, B please, you know. No one talks in an elevator. And when you do talk in the elevator, people look at you weird. When I was in Shanghai, I had been shanghaied. I was in the Pearl of the Orient, and I'm me. I was about 100 pounds lighter, but still way more than anybody there. And I'm in the back of the elevator, and there's a bunch of Chinese people right at about chin level. The chins. They're all below me. It's my shoulders and head above everyone else in the elevator. And it's packed full of little Chinese people. And just as the door gets ready to close, one more skinny little Chinese dude slips in, and the bells and the whistles and the alarms go off. And I took the opportunity of a lifetime to let everyone on the elevator know it was the skinny little man that set off the alarm, not me. He did it, not me. But I always talk in the elevator. Hello, hi, how are you? Manners. Can't go wrong with that, right? Politeness. Can I get a floor for you? And if no one else is talking, then we used to have these things called elevator operators. The elevator, at one time in our history as human beings, was such a complicated device that we paid someone to stand in the elevator and make it go up and stop it and open the door and announce to you what floor you were on. 4th floor, women's jewelry, men's underwear, children's shoes. They would do that all day long. That was their job, to stand in an elevator and to take it from floor to floor. And people would get on the elevator, and he would stop at every floor because you never knew if there was somebody. Oh, I think they became bells. And then they eventually replaced them with buttons. But if you find yourself in an elevator on Friday, July 26th, take a moment to say hello and celebrate National Talk in an Elevator Day along with me. Moving on. It is... Oh, yeah. Okay, dear. All right. I don't know enough about that. I don't know nothing about that. That's not happening. That's not happening. So we're left with this one. ChatGPT gives me 4 options. I'm going to tell you, live audience, what I chose not to go with. Okay. I chose not to go with Walk on Stilts Day, because that ain't happening. I chose not to go with Barbie in a Blender Day, because I don't know anything about it, but it's apparently a real thing. I also chose not to go with Take Your House Plants for a Walk Day, because that should put you in a mental institution. Instead, Saturday, July 27th, it's National Scotch Day. Not Scottish, no, Scotch. The whiskey that's got a different flavor to it. That if you mix with milk, tastes like butterscotch. True story. Found that out at an early age. I broke into Daddy's liquor cabinet and I tasted the liquid inside the liquor cabinet, and it was bad. It was bad. It was not good. So in my 5-year-old brain, I decided to add a little milk to it, and the flavor was the same. The hangover, not recommended. 5-year-olds should not drink, for the record. There's a legal drinking age for a reason. 21 seems reasonable. 5, not so much. Along with being a bad wine drinker, I am also, society is broken. Along with being a bad wine drinker, I'm also a bad scotch drinker. Again, I can drink the scotch, but I don't know the terminologies and the methodology and the lineage and the ancestry. I don't know any of that. I don't know the difference between a 12 and a 16-year-old, and that, as soon as I said that, that sounded really bad. I definitely know the difference between a 12 and a 16-year-old, but when it comes to aging and barrels and time and temperature, I don't care. Give me some of that good old scotch, and pour some milk on it, and That is Saturday, July 27th, National Scotch Day. And finally, next Sunday, why not? We'll go with this. Sunday, July 28th, it's National Chocolate Milk Day. Now, chocolate milk has been making a resurgence, a comeback, and much like the wine and the scotch, I am not a good milk drinker. Again, not true. I know I drink the milks, baby. I drink a lot of milk, and if you got a brown cow around, I'll drink the brown cow's milk too. My favorite Yakov Smirnoff joke ever told. I come to America, I milk bull. When you milk bull, they become your friend for life. I don't have any other Yakov Smirnoff jokes to tell you. I can tell you he's a great American. He's a former Russian. He's a great American. And if you want to see him, go to Branson, because he's got his own club there. In Branson, Tennessee, Yakov Smirnoff experience. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about brown cows, man. Because only brown cows make chocolate milk. Isn't that what we told ourselves as youngins? But we could never explain strawberry milk. I like my milk plain. Virgin. I like virgin milk. And here in Amish adjacent country, I live near the Wayback People. And the Wayback People like to sell milk that has all of the fruits and juices still inside it. Oh, my milk's got a little red in it. I wonder what that is. It's because it's from an animal. That's why it's got a little red, and it's got some bumps and seeds and hair. I don't know. They do Branson, Tennessee, not Branson. Okay. All right, fact checker James. I even changed up my graphic for you because of you, and then I just didn't upload it. So I'm in the middle of computers, so that's causing some confusion. Anyway, you distracted me long enough. It's Sunday, July 28th, National Milk Chocolate Day. And the year